124 of Gods and Heroes of Ancient Greece. My name is MyLinda Butterworth, and today we continue with the Last Tantalides, and part of Agamemnon is Avenged. But Chrysothemis regarded the plan her sister had unfolded with such passionate intensity as unwise, incautious, and unfeasible. "What have you to rely on?" she asked. "Have you the strong arm of a man? Are you not a woman? Are you not opposed to powerful foes whose position grows more and more secure every day? It is true that our lot is hard, but if you are not careful, it will become insufferable. We could indeed win glory, but it is far more likely that we should die a shameful death. And perhaps dying would not be the worst to befall us. There are more terrible things than death. Let me beg you, sister, do not destroy us. Curb your anger. I shall guard everything you have said and keep it secret." "I am not surprised to hear you say this," Electra sighed. "I knew very well that you would reject my plan. Then I must do it alone, do it unaided, and perhaps it better so." Chrysothemis put her arms around her and wept. But her elder sister did not relent. "Go," she said coldly. "Tell all you have heard to our mother." And when her sister shook her head, she called after her, "Go, go, I shall never follow in your footsteps." She was still sitting motionless on the steps when two young men came towards her. They were carrying a small urn of bronze, and with them were other youths. The one with the noblest bearing turned to Electra and asked her where he might find Aegisthus. He told her that he was one of the envoys from Phocis. At that, Electra sprang up and stretched out her hand for the urn. "By God, stranger," she cried, "give me the urn so that in shedding my tears on the bones of Orestes, I can mourn my whole unhappy house." "Whoever she may be," said the youth, looking at the girl attentively, "give her the urn. She cannot be a foe of the dead. She is his friend, or perhaps she is one of his kinsmen." Electra took the urn in both hands and pressed it to her heart again and again, and softly she moaned, "O remains of the dearest I had on earth! How great were the hopes with which I sent you away, and now you come back to me like this. I wish I had died rather than let you go to another land. Then you would have been slaughtered as your father before you, and would have not perished miserably in exile, burned on a pyre, heaped by the hands of strangers. All my care of you, all my sweet pains have gone for nothing. Now that you have died, everything is dead for me. Even I have died. Since you are no longer alive, our enemies exult. Our mother can give herself up entirely to her pleasures, for she has nothing more to fear. If only I could share this small urn with you." While the girl was uttering her bitter lament, the youth who was leading the envoys could no longer curb his tongue. "Can this be Electra?" he cried. "But how distorted by sorrow! Who has done this to her?" Electra looked at him in surprise. "It is because I am forced to serve the murderers of my father," she answered. "This urn means the death of my hopes." "Put it down," said the youth, his voice choked with tears. And when Electra refused and only clutched it more tightly, he said, "Put it away. It is empty." Electra flung the urn down in despair. Then where is his grave?" she asked pleadingly. "Nowhere," he answered. "The living need no grave." "He is alive? He lives?" "He is alive, just as alive as you and I. I am Orestes. I am your brother. See, you can recognize me by the signet ring our father once gave me. Do you believe me now?" "Oh, light of the darkness!" cried Electra, and threw herself into his arms. Just then the messenger, who had given Clytemnestra the false news of her son's death, came out of the palace. He was the servant of young Orestes. the man to whom Electra herself had entrusted the child, and who had accompanied her to Phocis. When he revealed himself to the girl, she greeted him and said joyfully, You have saved our line! What great service these faithful hands of yours have performed! But how was it possible that you were not discovered? How did you accomplish all this? The man did not take time to answer her impetuous questions. The day will come, he said, when I can tell you at my leisure everything that happened. But now we must hurry. The hour for revenge has come. Clytemnestra is still alone. She has no one present to protect her, for Aegisthus has not yet returned. But if we hesitate even for a moment, we may have to fight the guards, more guards than we can cope with. Orestes agreed, and with his faithful friends Pylades, son of King Strophius of Phocis, he rushed into the palace. His companions followed. Electra flung herself down at Apollo's altar in supplication, and then followed her brother. A few minutes later, Aegisthus returned. He entered the palace and immediately asked for the men from Phocis who had brought the happy news of Orestes' death. The first to cross his path was Electra, and he put his question to her with contemptuous pride. Well, speak, he said. Where are those strangers who have crushed your dearest hopes? Electra suppressed her true feelings and answered quietly, They are inside. They have been taken to their dear hostess. And have they really reported his death? He continued. Yes, said Electra. Not only that, but they have brought the dead with them. These are welcome words I hear from your lips, he said jeeringly. But look, there they come, bringing the dead. Joyfully he went to meet Orestes and his companions, who were carrying a shrouded corpse from the inner part of the palace into the court. Oh, happy sight, cried the king, and fixed his eyes on their burden. But hurry now and lift the covering. It is all, after all, only proper that I mourn him who was one of my kinsmen. Orestes replied, Lift the covering yourself. It is fitting that you alone see and mourn what lies under this pall. That is right, said the king. But first, call Clytemnestra so that she too may see what will rejoice to see. Clytemnestra is not far away, said Orestes. And now the king raised the covering, but he recoiled with a cry of horror, for under it was not the corpse of Orestes, which he had hoped to see, but the blood-stained body of Clytemnestra. Into what trap have I stepped? He cried in horror. Orestes answered in a voice like that of thunder. Did you not know that you have been talking to him you thought dead? Do you not see that Orestes, his father's avenger, stands before you? Let me explain, gasped Aegisthus, sinking to the floor. But Electra implored her brother not to listen to him. Orestes forced Aegisthus to precede him back into the palace, and in the very same place where he had once murdered King Agamemnon, he himself now fell a victim to the sword stroke of the Avenger. And here is where I end my tale for today. But I'll be back with more tales. Many more tales. Until then, my friends, enjoy the journey.